Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Preserving Telehealth Hospital and Ambulance Access Act is critical to Medicare patients' continued access to telehealth and home health services, which are set to expire at the end of the year. The legislation will also extend Medicare add-on payments for urban and rural areas to preserve access to crucial emergency ambulance services. But it also included a bill, which is the Behavioral Health Accessibility Act, and that is legislation that I introduced along with my colleagues Kevin Hearn and Brian Fitzpatrick that would remove the in-person requirements for behavioral health services delivered through telehealth. With more than 20% of Americans battling mental health issues, including more than 3 million New Yorkers, this bill would create greater access to care for patients through more efficient telehealth services, regardless of their physical location. And these telehealth measures make getting care more accessible, more convenient, and it encourages patients who need medical consultation to seek it instead of put it off. I am also very pleased to see that the cornerstone pieces of the Protecting Patients Against PBM Abuses Act legislation I introduced with Representative Buddy Carter incorporated in this bill to protect patients and pharmacies from predatory PBM practices and lower the costs of prescription drugs under Medicare Part D. These are provisions that are good for the patient, for our mom and pop pharmacies, and they are expected to save taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars. Delinking PBM compensation from the cost of medications remove the perverse incentives for PBMs to favor higher-priced drugs that lead to increased costs for seniors and squeeze independent pharmacies dry. The language also includes important transparency measures that allow our seniors and independent pharmacies to better understand how drug pricing decisions are made so we can hold PBMs accountable for their role in managing prescription drug benefits. I want to thank Congressman Schweikert and Chairman Smith for including these important provisions today. I look forward to continuing our work in PBMs to bring down the cost of prescription drugs for seniors, but we should be also doing the same for commercial markets, and I'm also sponsoring legislation, the Drug Act, that would impose delinking on the commercial side. I hope our committee will visit that as well. And there's just so much more to do because a handful of PBMs, as we know, control 80% of the prescription drug market, with each bringing in tens of billions of dollars in revenue annually on the backs of our constituents, the patients that rely on these medications to survive. PBM should not be the insurers and the pharmacies as well. And if they are, and they do have pharmacies, then they should not be able to dictate how much their mom and pop competitors are reimbursed or make such profits, again, off of the back of these patients that are relying on these life-saving drugs. I thank you, and I yield back.